Right, good evening guys. For the final time in the IRC Elites, we are here, Season 3, Round 21, live in Abu Dhabi. And it's a farewell to IRC Elite. As you can see, we've got a great mix of Elite League and Super League drivers, and a couple of debutants as well that we'll see next season in the mix as well. As ever, it's me, Dave Shaw, and I am joined by Matt Sneed, who'll be along with us very, very shortly as we ride on board with the Season 3 champion, Slimbo. What a seasons he has had. Let's quickly go through who we got tonight then. As I said, the final time we are here as the IRC Elite. Slimbo, the champion, is out there. Of course, Jacob in a Mercedes. Dan Murphy. Dan Murphy's fighting for 4th place in the championship. Him and Lucas are in an incredible battle for 4th in the championship. Then we've got Super League driver Fisico in the Red Bull. Looking forward to seeing how he goes. Then Blaz in the Williams. F1 Farf is making his debut tonight. He will be in Zenith next season, so let's see how he goes. TTG Navy back well in the mix to win last week on his return. Can he get that win this tonight in Abu Dhabi? Lucas fighting Dan Murphy tooth and nail for 4th place in the championship. However, Lucas has a Q3 ban, so he'll go no further than Q2 tonight, whatever happens. Jonathan Cox in the Mercedes as ever. He is fighting in a huge tussle in the top 10 for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th for all fighting. And of course, Andy is one of those drivers as well. The Super League champion T. Sammy returns to the Elite League. This is no debut for T. Sammy. Of course, he was in Season 2, went to Super League. Absolute domination in the early stages in the Super League for T. Sammy for sure. Has Navy's, in fact, had enough. In fact, Navy is decided not to do qualifying. But T. Sammy, who did largely dominate the first half of the Super League season, has really been caught up in the second half of the season, and that bodes well for the Super League next year. But he is the Super League champion. Dat Roland, a Hungarian driver in the IRC. So next year, nice helmet as well. Looking good round there. So we'll keep an eye on him. Of course, Theo, Super League driver. We're not. He's not a stranger to the Elite League. He's done the last 4 races and has really impressed. Definitely could be on for some points tonight. Yor has a Q2 ban after his incidents somewhat with Leclerc last week in the Renault, of course, and he's fighting for 2nd place at Jamie 1. 2nd place in the championship is not wrapped up. Yor and Jamie 1 are both fighting for it. Roscoe in Zenith next year, and of course Super League driver as well, yet to score a point. Could get that tonight. Simo yet to score either, and in fact Simo could be on for a point, so he'll want to end the season finishing points for what has been an awful season for the Hash. Jamie 1, as I said, fighting for 2nd in the Constructors in the Drive Championship. And Sprint, the Super League driver who's had a fantastic season in the Super League, also joins us tonight. The Dutch driver out there in the Red Bull. Baz has done the first time on the board, and it's a 35.6. Matt, are you there? Are you with us, buddy?
I am here now.
Good evening. Good evening, Matt. How are you, mate?
All good now. Looking forward to this one. End of an era.
I think there's some confusion with Navy. Dan Murphy said, has Navy got a quali ban? Well, they never had a full quali ban. However, Navy's starting start the back. I might leave the chat for a while. I'm not gonna. Navy did not have a full quali ban. I think someone's winding him up.
Q3 ban.
Jonathan Cox has sadly confirmed no wet race, which means it will be no wet race all season. We have not had a drop of rain in any races this season. And they'll go because of what happened with Leclerc after his rage. Welby, to fill you in, he was given a race ban, so he wouldn't be racing tonight anyway. but after footage emerging of 3 separate incidents of him glitching into other cars and causing damage, he's, for the time being, been removed from the IRC until his connection improves. If his connection improves and he calms down a little bit, we'll review the situation midway through next season and see if we get Leclerc back. We're trying to avoid the lag-in if possible, as Fissy's respectable, only 8 tenths off Blaz. That's a good effort there by Fissy. Let's see what Sprint can do, the other Super League driver. Great to see as a
come on leaps and bounds as Sprint this year.
He certainly has.
Most improved, the driver's most improved and most consistent.
Yeah, I voted for him for most improved. He's been absolutely fantastic. Jeffrey says, let's go Navy. Navy's got a tough ask on the back. However, Navy has come through the field before. He is no stranger to doing that. Slimbo's a 34.9. Slimbo straight out of the blocks as Sprint is about to finish his lap now. I'm looking forward to seeing what Sprint can do. Dutch driver, of course, had a great season in the Super League. His first full season, just jumps ahead of his teammate and Super League compatriot Fissy into 3rd place with 18 drivers and Navy out. Who drops out here? It could be interesting.
We've got a debut of F1 5, have we?
Yes, F1 Farf out there still in the pits. Dat Roland was out on track. T-Sam, I tell you what, T-Sammy just half a second, the reigning IRC Super League champion. It's just half a second off the front. I really hope we get a battle champion and Super League champion as Simo. As we look at now, this is the 5th race for Simo. It's been a good addition to the IRC.
Impressive, Dave, when you look down the list of names, the likes of Slim, Coandy, Steve, Fizzy, Ross, been here since day 1.
Yep, it's got a real, and Blaz as well. Blaz has been in from the early doors.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it has got it's got that bit of nostalgia to it as Simo has backed off this run. It was taking an extreme line. I think Simo, I tell a lie, it's in the fastest middle sector, so that's an extreme inside line he's taken. Steve's popped into 4th place, just off the pace of Blaz. So Slimbo just from 2 tenths. Andy as a Jacob. Wow. Half a second. 34. For we know Jacob's a supreme specialist in qualifying. I tell you what, Matt. He hasn't won a race this season. USA he should have won when he pitted for intermediates by mistake.
Won, yeah.
I'd love to see him win.
This year, he just doesn't seem to hook it together in the race.
He doesn't. Unfortunately, he doesn't. Although Jacob, if he would win tonight, if we had a new winner tonight, it would be the 7th different winner this season. Simo! I'll tell you what, Matt, I was not expecting that. Simo with probably the best lap he's done in the IRC so far. 2nd place, 2 tenths off Jacob. That's one to watch out for.
3 tenths ahead of the championship winner, Slim.
That is that's a bolt.
2.5 tenths, but yeah.
That's a bolt out the blue. Keep an eye on Simo. Jonathan Cox goes into 4th place. Who we got out there? Lucas out there. Invalidated, so he's coming in the pits. Of course, I'll shortly go for the championship. There's a lot to play for down there at the moment.
And we're going to see the Jonathan Cox in the last race that we all know then.
Well, he's been promising it. Certainly been promising it. Here comes Jamie Want, the Dutch driver. Just 2nd year running, he's led the championship after Hungary, and it's just fallen away for the Dutchman. We hope he's lucky next season, but it's been a real shame. He's fallen by the wayside. However, second for the 2nd year running, he could be 2nd in the championship, and hopefully next year.
That's not mean feat in itself, to be fair.
To us, field. As Jamie puts himself just behind Sim, in fact, half a second off. That's looking good. But Roscoe has struggled to get out of Q3 in Q1, sorry, in the last few races. Still finding his feet. Of course, hasn't raced with many of these drivers, so. It's tough coming into a new league halfway through. Just finding his feet has gone pretty well. He was unlucky last week under the safety car. Crash under the safety car, of course, the safety car melee, which has hopefully been addressed. No repeats of last week's supercar safety car chaos, because sadly we lost RU Racing and Roscoe from that drama, and plenty going on as well. Leclerc lost his front wing. A lot of drivers lost their front wing, in fact.
I think Leclerc lost more than his front wing by all accounts, didn't he?
Well, he certainly lost his head. But Leclerc will come back. If he improves that connection of his, he's a fast racer, no doubt about it. Just needs to keep his temperament. Although him and Yor had that feud going back from Italy, in the USA, of course. where Leclerc felt aggrieved. Yaw took him out of a winning position, and then all hell broke loose, sadly, in Brazil, in which Yaw has a Q2 ban. Roscoe goes into 11th place, just ahead of Fissy. I tell you what, that's going to be close. Lucas has a Q3 ban, and Jamie 1 has his first any sort of ban this season for his incident with Andy. Of course, Andy could have won that race. That's 2 races Andy could have won. The last two races, just unforeseen circumstances has denied him. Jamie was punished for the contact with Andy in the last races. Dat Rowland, I think, is about to complete his first final lap of the IRC.
There's not been that many penalties dished out this season, which has been quite impressive.
There hasn't. As a Dat Rowland 13th. Doesn't.
I know we don't like dishing out penalties. Sometimes they deserve, but like I said to you the other week, the league kind of runs itself.
We had that spell of was that Rowan just spun it? No, nearly lost it down the hill. He has invalidated his next lap. We had that spell of 10 races with no penalties in a row. And however, it goes from one extreme to another. We either have that spell of no penalties, or we get a race that bang, like last week. Italy springs to mind, Bahrain springs to mind as well. Dan Murphy's popped himself into 3rd place, Matt. Doing a great job. I can't get over Simo's lap as well.
Nice. I said Dan Murphy's been here quite a while as well. He's returned. After his sabbatical, he come back and
he's had an incredible season this season. Dan Murphy returned last year to the elite, first time in the elite. Was a sort of rear end midfield runner. Though being a rear ender in this league is no mean feat. The times are so close. But the way he has come on this season, and if he can finish 4th, that would be a hell of a season and a hell of a progression for Dan Murphy. And it could happen. Lucas has got a Q3 ban, so Dan Murphy can get to Q3. We'll start ahead of Lucas, and that is exactly what he needs. The F1 Farf out there on his debut will pick him up shortly. Yours just finishing his lap now. You're with the Q2 ban, fighting for a second in the championship. Of course, Yor had a great comeback drive through the field actually last week out. Went a bit unnoticed with all the drama that was happening, but Yor quietly got about his business. Won, of course, in Mexico, and jumps up to, in 15th place. Dat Rowland going again, 4.5 minutes.
I would have expected more from Yor then. Did he make a mistake halfway through? Or?
Look, I don't know, it looked clean. I'm trying to think where he lost that time. As F1 Farf now on his first final lap of the IRC Elite. Can he get his Pink Panther into Q2? Blaz is done. Blaz is 9th. Respectable. Time's a little bit more spread out than what I thought there'd be, Matt. As Jamie 1 goes less than a 10th off Jacob. Great effort there for the Dutchman.
Yeah, I'm not disrespecting the Super League drivers. Don't forget we've got a mixed field tonight, haven't we? I think we will get a relatively larger field spread.
I was talking about the you've got a good point now. I was talking about the regular elite guys. Some of them, Andy 7/10 off. You've got Blaz over a second off. Lucas over a second off. Yours way off the pace at the moment, so perhaps more to come. I notice a few guys are doing a few laps out there as F1 Farf rounds the last corner now down the start finish straight. Where can he get his first time? 16th, 2.9 off. I tell you what, there could be no Super League drivers dropping out of Q1, which would be an absolutely fantastic scene. You're an F1 Farf on the brink.
I think Yor must be coming round to set another lap after this.
Let's pick him up.
He's put most of the chicanes. I think he's saving his airs. He's saving his fuel.
Let's find out now.
I think he'll go for it now.
No, he's pitting. It's quite a bit. It's quite a long lap. 1:34. So that Roland should just get round as well. The Hungarian driver, 15th place at the moment. F1 Farf 16th. I think F1 Farf is still on it. We've got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Looks like one of the Hasses ahead of him. It looks like Roscoe.
F1 Farf must be on his half a second up, 6/10 up.
Yep, so he's definitely now put the pedal to the metal now. He's got a bit of fuel on board. He's going to have to find a bit more speed though. Fisico out there on his lap. Oh, was that a purple middle sector for F1 Farf as the Roscoe gets out the way. So F1 Farf absolutely going for it. Jacob leads them at the moment from Jamie 1, from Simo. I can't get over that from Simo. Absolutely brilliant. Yours done.
Done. He's out.
Wow. So you're a Navy at the back of the field. Wow, watch those two coming through. I think it's a bit of a saving
already
grace.
Jacob to join them and slim them. We've got a battle of field coming through.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt, it could be a bit of a blessing in disguise, your start at the back, with his lag issues in lap 1, of course. F1 Faf on last corner. Now, is this a better lap? Lucas is done. F1 Faf goes into 8th place. 9 tenths off the top. That Roland's still in the pits. He needs to get going now, or he is out. And I'll tell you what,
he's not.
Fissy in sprints could be through here. Roscoe as well. Steen, a nice 11th place. That
Well,
Roland...
they are through because Mr. Roland has not
Mr. Rat.
not gone out.
I think Roland's going to be starting...
Rat Roland, we'll call it.
He's out. Roland's done. Oh, he's coming out now. I think it's too late. He's way too late. Oh, he's crashed into the pit wall on the exit. Oh, no. Oh, I tell you what. Matt, have you told the super guys that pit assists are off? If you haven't, I'm sure they found out coming out the pit lane. Right, brilliant.
Why would I do that? I didn't even tell him it was 7:30.
That Roland's going to have to cut every chicane to be respectful to him. He's actually taken it properly, but it will mean that Fissy and Sprint and Roscoe and Stee and T Sammy will all progress to Q2.
And Roland has gone round and spun it, so he's definitely gone.
Oh, Roland has had a nightmare. I've got a feeling Roland's using no traction control by how easy he went round the pit lane and now reversing on track, giving the fans something to cheer about. Fans look confused. They're happy.
Just on board with Fizzy now, coming up to the last second
Here he
set
is.
to split time. See how he's doing.
28 seconds.
Obviously doesn't need to finish this lap because he's already through.
I
But
think he's backed off. Off. Well, the DRS was still open. Sprint out there as well. Roscoe's done, saving a set of tyres. He's in. Strategy, of course, interesting. Tyre wear does play a part around here, as Fissy runs a little bit wide on the curves. I'll tell you what, I think Fissy, I think all the Super League drivers will be delighted to get into Q2.
Yeah.
And of course,
oh,
it's a Fissy's car looks a little bit snaky there on the exit, the final two turns 14 and 15. That exit can catch up. I've seen many F1 cars in real life have big accidents there. Of course, was it Gasly? One of the Taurus's having a big accident here last season. It's Fissy's car snaking everywhere. He is through though.
All that.
Oh, and Roland nearly getting in the way of Sprint on the lap as well. Stee out there as well, keep an eye on him. He's just behind Roland, who's made a bit of a mistake coming in underneath the hotel. A Sprint rounding around the last two final corners now. There's an Alpha, lows to line of stern behind him, but round the last corner comes Sprint now. 1.7 off. Can he get any closer to the front? He does. In fact, he has a very respectable 135.6. What we got? Harry Walls says, "Si Jacob boy prondes guna esto? Jacob es a la cabra?" I think that could mean goat. Michael Schumacher es al mejor. I think that's Spanish, and I probably just butchered the language. But there you go, Jacob at the front of the timesheets as ever in qualifying. Ahead of Jamie 1. Ahead of Simo. Absolute respectable effort for Simo. That is boding well. I'm quite excited to see what's going to happen. Jonathan Cox, what happened between Stee and Roland? Oh boy.
Oh dear.
I don't know. We didn't see. Have we missed something? Okay, I think we've missed something. Andy says that look dodgy. Slim says look dodgy. So Steve's not out, is he?
Nice. Go through.
Yes.
I'll send a message and ask him, but I think he was nowhere near him when he spun anyway at the end. He was
okay, but I think what I'm getting at, Roland's still practicing with the wheel. I think the wheel's new to him. And what I believe, reading by the chat, is that Roland and Steve have come together. Roland's saying he's still getting used to the wheel. Well, plenty of time between this race and the beginning of the new season to practice, so hopefully
well, almost got too long, haven't we?
I think Roland said he's switching to the controller, so don't think the drivers are too happy. We missed that. I saw Roland in front of Sprint getting close, so Q2, and the indication what the drivers are going to do is what tyres they put on now. They put on mediums now. It usually means they will go with softs later on in the session.
Yeah, we've seen that as a feature of late, haven't we? There's not many medium runners in Q2 anymore.
There really isn't, and that just has been testament to how close qualifyings have been. There's been no room for medium tyres. They're doing good laps on mediums, but the guys, the gap is too big now. The field has closed up all season. Maybe different tonight with the Super League drivers in. I can see T. Sammy's out there on soft tyres. He wants to get himself into Q3. Strategy-wise, as ever, I expect a one-stop. I think hards will definitely feature. I think it'll be a medium hard, soft hard sort of race.
I know Sprint from the Super League chat today was saying he's struggling to get a one-stop strategy to work just through tyre wear alone.
This is a heavy track on tyre wear. If you're starting on softs, it may be soft, hard, soft, you know. Don't forget safety cars could play a feature as well. You do get safety cars around Abu Dhabi. Last sector's very tight. As we watch our reigning Season 3 champion Slimbo around that little mill sector. Matt, what do you make of Abu Dhabi as a track in itself?
I like it. I think Sam would lure the likes of France, Abu Dhabi. I find them very similar. A lot of the drivers don't like them, but I've always got a lot of time for them.
I think Abu Dhabi is a challenge. It's a tricky track. It's a tough track to get a rhythm on. I find it's one of those tracks where every lap
you've got a couple of overtaking chances, which doesn't obviously necessarily help the drivers, but they all see it as a bit of a follow me track. But
you got two DRS.
I've always had a good way around it.
In fact, you got 3 DRS. No, you got 2 DRS zones. Sorry. It's a track where it's tough to get a rhythm. I find it's one of those tracks where every lap is different. You know, especially this downhill section. This is tough. You lose it round here, and you've gone. Unless you've got a really well balanced car, you're heading to the scene of the accident if you lose it down this hill.
Coming into that hairpin, there's 2, 3, 4 different lines you can take, and you must have won each one 4 times throughout the race. And
then not only that, but you've got the back straight now, the first of DRS zones, and this chicane coming up. The curbs are really off camber. The curbs, in fact, I find are quite lethal around this track.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. Obviously, you've got the long right hand of the 3 corners in one.
And this one here as well. Look, as you can see, Slim.
The zone at the end of that is probably one of the trickiest braking zones in the circuit.
A lot of traffic out there. Yellow flags waving for cars next to the through. Slim's got a nice clear run. There's a Ferrari in front of him. I think that Ferrari is Andy on his outlap as Slim. Obviously set him purple sectors, but his own car out there. Yeah, this little sequence here, again, it's a challenging, tough track. Oh, it's Slim. In fact, he lost it on the curve, and T. Sammy does a 35.5. Now, can Slim beat that on the medium tyres? What's the champion got?
I would say we'll be far off.
Nice exit curve there, but again, it's so easy to drop it here as well and skim the wall. There's a racing point being off the road at sector 1. That was T. Sammy getting out of the way. Lucas 4 seconds back on his medium. What about Slim? Goes fastest by, wow, half a second. A 34.8 on mediums. That
you've got to get. I mean, I was going to call him a kid again, but you know, we've seen Slim from day one, aren't we? We've seen him. We've grown up with him. To be fair, we've seen him grow up, and it's impressive what he's achieved this year. It really is.
His pace has been unbelievable,
and it's deserved. You know, he's won Super League, he's won the Elite League now. He's the only driver to win both.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Vanquish.
Sorry, Vanquish.
He's one of 3 two-time champions.
The only current driver to win both.
Yeah. Andy, of course, has won 2 IRC championships, but they were both in the Super League. Vanquish has won Elite and a Super, and so is Slimbo. Season 3 and 2 Season 3 champions, Season 3 Super League and Season 3 Elite League, as Jacob does a 34.7, and Jonathan Cox as well did a very respectful time. So T. Sammy may have made an error on his lap. Simo, after promising so much in his Q1 run, has made a mistake somewhere in his lap. Way off the pace.
Just going back to Slim, we've seen him grow up from this annoying, very annoying little kid, haven't we, to obviously somebody who's working now, college. It's been good for Slim.
I'd say innocently annoying.
Oh yeah, innocently annoying,
but he has matured. He's matured. It certainly has.
100%.
Tim Butler says good evening. Timmy, of course. We will see in the Super League for the final round tomorrow night as well, with the brilliant Sean Meekin commentary. As Blaz really giving it full beans over the curb. You can tell so many drivers have got different setups because some cars are reacting horribly over the curbs and some cars look absolutely balanced on. However, the cars that are looking balanced on are usually the slower ones in a straight line. F1 far from the hard tyres. Here comes Blaz to finish his lap now. Puts himself into 4th place ahead. The fastest soft runner so far, Sprint and Fissy. I've also done laps on softs. Lucas has done a bit of a shambolic lap there in 8th, as well as Simo, as well as Co-Andy. So I think a lot of traffic. Look at the map, a lot of traffic. Both Red Bulls trying to get out the way frantically from the faster guys coming through, and they're doing a good job. Well out the way they are. Andy coming to do another flying lap. We may see more than one lap from the medium runners. It takes a while for these tyres to warm up.
Usual wait in the pits.
Yeah, Dan Murphy and Roscoe, 2 drivers who are synonymous with just doing the one run. Doing the run. Joshua Stevenson says, come on, brothers, your day today. Yeah, it's got to be. Hasn't won a race. I couldn't believe that looking at the stats. Jacob yet to be fair, he has missed a large chunk of the season. USA, as we said before, intermediate tyres when the track was bone dry was a horrible feeling and a horrible error for him. But I tell you what, it'd be fitting to see Jacob and Slim going wheel to wheel this final race. What should we be, as Andy's invalidated, as what we've been promised for so long and never quite happened, has it, Matt? We've been waiting for Slim and Jacob to get at it at the front, and it just hasn't happened.
It's just not. No, Slim's had his battles, obviously, with Jamie 1, but even then, they've been few and far between, I think.
We haven't. In fact, they have. Jamie and Slim have, when they have been battling, has usually been outside the points as well. Yeah. Navy Dave and Jamie have had more battles. In fact, Navy Dave and Yor, who actually ironically started at the back together, are probably the 2 drivers at the front who've had the most battles.
You know, yeah, we've had battles at the front every single race, but it just doesn't seem to be between
the same drivers. Yeah. Slim's usually there or thereabouts, but Granty Boy, of course, has added to that in the last few races.
Of course, yes. Yeah, the one in Russia was probably one of the best ones we've had.
Russia, USA springs to mind. A couple of races we've had denied by safety cars right on the pit strategy window, haven't we? Which have taken away some epic 4 or 5 car battle for the lead. Steve's done a great job there in 7th place, the highest I think. No, T Sammy is the highest of the Super League runners. However, he's got on softs, and his time on softs may not even be enough. Simo's slipping to softs.
Jonathan Cox is 2.5 tenths off the lead.
Yeah,
on the same tyres as well.
Jonathan Cox is a dark horse. It'd be great for him to finish on the podium as Dan Murphy's done the fastest first sector anyway so far on the soft tyres. So watch out for Dan Murphy. He's setting his stall out. One run it's going to be. Soft tyres. He's going to start the race in softs and likely go hard. These guys starting on soft to be relying on a safety car during the race. No doubt about it. But it'd be great to see Jonathan Cox, who's had a good run of races actually to end the season on. Blipped in the midfield, fell away a little bit, but has really bounced back. And Mercedes, I know Jacob and Jonathan are teammates again next year, and if they can get together early on, that could be a team to watch next season. What is Dan Murphy's middle sector? Purple again.
Purple again.
F1 Farf behind him on an outlap. He's on the medium tyres. And I tell you what, that could be the only run for F1 Farf as well. Tommy does a fly and an in-lap.
He's only on an outlap now.
So he's gambling on getting through on the mediums.
Roscoe's obviously taking it to the last minute.
Roscoe's absolutely committing and nailing his colours to the mast with a 1 run. However, it will be on the soft. Simo out there now on the soft tyres, as is Andy. So here we go. Final 5 minutes. We're about to get busy here. Dan Murphy should put himself top of the timesheets. It's been purple so far, and it's second. I tell you what, Jacob must have nailed that final sector. But I tell you what, the softs do go off in the final sector after 1 run. Jamie getting well out the way of F1 Farf, who will jump to now. And down the hill into the first sector. It's a left, right, left, sweeping down. Avoid the curbs.
Lucas goes P6 on his second run on the medium. Sorry, dude.
Good time. Lucas needed that. But would he get jumped by the soft runners behind him? Because Lucas has a Q3 ban. As does Jamie 1, of course.
And yours, was it?
Well, yours already out.
Yours already out.
It's, yeah, it doesn't really matter. F1 Farf did a purple first sector, coming down the long back straight into this tight chicane. 1 at a time through here. Of course, that's where Nico Hulkenberg was famously hanging like a cow or the season before that now. As onto the second long back straight. But it is tough, even though it's DRS, even though the 2 long straights, it's still tough to overtake. Mainly because these chicanes here are one at a time and they're narrow. If you're not alongside, by any means, you've got to back off because you're going to be colliding with the driver and causing damage. F1's car looks absolutely nailed to the track, Matt.
Yeah, I think the overtaking is so hard because the 2 DRS zones come off slow corners, don't they? There's no flow to the DRS zones. They're just off basically slow corners. And
you can't do it on the start-finish straight. You definitely can't do it in Sector 3. It is one at a time. It's way too twisty and technical. Oh, F1 is going to abandon. I think he's going to jump on the soft tyres, Matt. He's seen the time. He's going, you know what? Let's stick these softs on. Dan Murphy coming in the pits now. He's done. Lucas is done as well. So about to get a flurry of action. It's the calm before the storm. Simo and Andy are at this. Let's have a look. Andy with the first one coming round. Here he is underneath the hotel.
He's 8 seconds up on his tap. Well, obviously it's
that means he's only going 10 seconds off then. Andy needs to find more than 8 seconds. In fact, Andy's going to pit as well. So it's all eyes on Simo, who did the lap of his IRC career so far in Q1. What's this going to do for Simo now?
That's going to be close for Andy if he can get back out.
Oh, wow. Beautiful! Simo is on it. This is by far and away the best pace we have seen from the Englishman so far. My word!
Yeah, this is good to see.
This is completely unexpected. A 1:34.4. He's comfortably going to be in. I can't see. He's 3 tenths ahead of Dan Murphy. Wow. Do you know what, Matt? I had my as we'll do the driver announcements for the next season after the race tonight, and I had Simo's sort of speech lined up, and I'm going to have to tear it up and throw it out the window. I think.
I'd be rewriting it quickly.
I'm going to have to rewrite this. This is not what we've seen from Simo so far this season. This bodes well. Where's that been? He showed promise in his first race in Italy. Italy, he really hit the ground running. Looked fantastic. Then faded away in Singapore in the races after. Last time out in USA, just missed out. In Brazil, he just missed out on Q3. But that, so far, he hasn't got any points yet, but he could be well on for some. Steele on an outlap, Sprint on an outlap, TSM on an outlap, Fissy and Sprint on an outlap. So is F1 Farfa. They are all on soft tyres. Andy is going back out on mediums.
That's going to be close for Andy if he can get wrong. Because I know he's coming the pitch with. Oh, that is going to be close.
He's going to have to cut a few chicanes. I'll tell you what, Roscoe is not going to go out. He's quite happy with that. Blaz is done, and I don't think that's going to be good enough. This track is ramping up all the time. Steve is on his flyer, so let's go on board. In fact, I think Fissy's first in line. Fissy is, so let's go on board with the Red Bull, the Super League driver, of course, who won in Japan. His first win in 8 seasons of trying. Finally, the magic moment came, and it really was a magic moment. Beating T. Sammy by, what, an eyelash? The smallest of margins we've ever seen in any esports racing.
2 thousandths of a second, I think it was.
2 thousandths of a second. Held the Super League champion off beautifully. It was a wonderful moment, not only for the Super League but for the IRC. As actually, you know what? Lucas and Fissy are very similar. Lucas won his first race by just a few thousandths of a second as well, and both of them have been a long time coming. And both wins, a great moment for the IRC. Very memorable. For Lucas, it banished the ghost of Belgium last season, I think. Looks here, this looks nice in the... Oh, and Fissy just slightly jumped over the chicane. It's a harsh penalty, and he is done. Oh, it's a horrible Codemasters penalty. Stee is also out. He's invalidated. But T. Sammy, he's out on his lap, so Sprint is a little bit nearer. What a shame. So Fissy and T. Sammy, and Stee are both done by Codemasters. Next man up is, in fact, I think it is T. Sammy. It is. Can T. Sammy, the reigning Super League champion, get himself into Q3? Harry Wall says, "Sí, ustedes hicieron un excelente trabajo. Malo pronunciation." He's either saying bad or good translation. I'm going to say good.
Yeah, just give it up.
I think excelente means good in any language. I'm going to take it. Here comes T Sammy, 9th place.
F1 5 coming around the last corner, see if he can get it out of 14th place. And he does, but he goes P10.
Ooh, only P10. So T Sammy could be the lead racing point here.
Sprint could be the one to not. Nah, Sprint's done.
Sprint backed off, has he? Oh, what a shame. So T Sammy's in. I tell you what, 11th, we've got Super League runners in the Q2, beautifully lined up. And T Sammy running last corner now, and puts himself into 6th place. I tell you what, Matt, the top 10 are going to be starting a complete mix of strategies. Simo, let that sink in for a second. Simo is top of the timesheets. The first time we said that, well, the second time, because he topped it in, no, Jacob topped Q1, sorry. So Simo Q2 is fastest. Ahead of Jacob, ahead of Dan Murphy.
They say Q2 don't matter, but that's a statement for the lad, is that?
Well, it really is. And it will mean a lot to him, because he hasn't even been close to the top. Brazil, well, he was close in Brazil, but everybody was separated by half a second in Brazil. But that for Simo is an absolutely outstanding effort. That's one of the laps of the season. T Sammy, 6th place. Blimey. Harry Wallace says, yes, sí, chicos. Sí, chicos.
I'll have a look.
So there you go, Simo, brilliant. Take a picture, Simo, hang it on the wall. Absolutely brilliant effort. 34.4 of good time as well. Jacob 34.7. Dan Murphy, look at that, medium soft. Slimbo, reigning champion, there in 4th place, medium. Jonathan Cox got through in the medium tyres, watch out for him. T Sammy there on the softs. Jamie Watt medium, Lucas medium, and Blaz. And F1 Farf gets in on his F1 debut as well. JB1 will be having a Q3 ban, so he will start 10th.
Joshua Stevenson said, come on, Bradders.
Yes, and he is in good position here. I tell you what, Matt, shout out to Blaz. For the 3rd race running, he's got himself into Q3. Now, he's had a rotten run in the second half of the season. Just 1 point score. A Silverstone, and I think Mexico has been his only point scoring in the second half of the season. So let's fingers crossed that he can get himself some well-earned points.
He seems to be a nearly man, does Blaz.
Self-errors. Him and Flying Swords are identical. They go really well in a race and just make silly little errors by themselves, which costs them, as we've been joined by Fissy. Fissy, how was that? As of course Lucas got Q-ban. Fissy, how was that for you, buddy?
Yeah, it was alright. I mean,
you were done by a harsh penalty.
I've done a lap of the house naked because I got through to Q2. So yeah, I mean, that's
an image.
You took advantage of the others' mistakes.
I did, yeah, but I'm a bit gutted that I didn't go through to Q3. But equally, I'm not, because I didn't use new softs. So I stayed on my old softs and knew I wouldn't go through.
We were on board. You were up on your time, and you were unlucky. You were done by that horrible penalty, which was just ridiculous. But what's your strategy for the race?
I'm going to start on hards and see what happens.
Well,
really, I've heard that the track is very hard, is very not very kind on rubber. So
it's not, and hards is probably the way to go, because you've got the option of either sticking going softs, or if safety cars, you can stretch a hard, medium, one stop. It gives you that variety. I think I'd rather start on softs or hards. It gives you sort of a nice window to mess around with the strategy. Mediums, it's sort of, you're going to have to stretch them out and then try and stretch the hards out.
Yeah, I think if I'm just going to start on hards and then just see what happens. I know there's quicker guys behind me. I know I've not got the pace really at this circuit to compete with them, and I don't intend to compete with them. But if I can stay with the Super League drivers, I guess that's all I can hope for. But equally, they're probably a little bit quicker than me as well, like Ross and Sprint. So I guess I'm probably going to be on my own. Elbows out, but I don't want to be a nuisance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just enjoy the experience.
That's it. Yeah. If I can only get lapped once, I'll be happy.
Well, you won't get lapped. You won't get lapped. I think 1 will get safety cars. I think 2, you usually get quite a few retirements around Abu Dhabi. Tyre wear does play a part. You do see the retirements, and you see safety cars as well. So you never know. You never know, Fizz.
You never know. Anyway, yeah, keep up the good work, boys. I'll talk to you all later.
Cheers, Fissy.
See you in a bit, boys.
Great to have Fissy joining us there. Happy? Dance around the house naked, getting into Q2. That's what it means, folks. On board with Slim. Of course, purple first sector. I imagine a lot of these guys will be using a scrub set of softs on their first run. What
I'd graphic that tells you that, is there?
No, there isn't. Although there's a bit of shine on Slim's tyres, so maybe he has saved it. Because Slim did one run and saved a set of softs in Q2, so this could be a fresh set for him. The guys who went through on softs in Q2 will only have one fresh set. So the likes of Blaz, Dan Murphy may well be on a scrub set now. Simo as well, and T Sammy, and F1 Farf.
And everybody apart from Jacob and Slim.
And Jonathan Cox, of course.
Cox, yeah.
And I think Jamie got from mediums as well, you know, and he'll be saving a set of softs, not going out.
He's not going out anyway, he's got a cube on hand.
Lucas, of course. Lucas and Jamie with the Q3 bands. Which have been few and far between for Jamie and Lucas. Two of the definitely the cleaner drivers haven't picked up the penalties at all. We've got an F1 style. There's a 34.6. By the way, Simo went faster than that. Simo went faster than that in Q2, but we've got an F1 penalty point style system coming in next season, just to keep those standards up a bit. Jacob's invalidated, Matt. I think Jacob's invalidated.
Yeah, just on the second to last.
And Jonathan Cox, a 34.5. Wow, could he get his first pole? Let's go on board with Simo. Can he get his first pole position? I will eat my shoe if that happens. Oh, he lost it on the curbs. So close for Simo. That would have cost him a whole load of time. Oh, wow. 34.4. Simo is a legit chance of a podium. I tell you what, Blaz is on the quickest middle sector. Are we going to get an absolute surprise here, Matt?
Say that though, from Q1 and Q2 I won't say it's a surprise. It's a surprise throughout the season, yes, but not for the Q1, Q2.
On board with Blaz now.
Similar at the top.
Well, it's certainly an unusual field to what the season's been. T Sammy does a 35.4. So, we've got an unusual top two, Matt. And well, not unusual, but Jonathan Cox certainly was the most poles last year in the Super League.
I don't think you'd get an unusual top two in the Elite League, mate.
Look at this. Blaz, Jonathan Cox.
We've said it all season, haven't we? It's one of the closest fields out there.
And we've got an incredible top four.
A small mistake and you're out, you know, you're P6, P7.
Oh, Blaz nearly binned it coming down on his in-lap, sorry, and decides to go on. But I tell you what, we've got, stop the qualifying now. We've got an incredible top four. Jacob's invalidated again. So he's probably now on an in-lap. Dan Murphy and F1 Farf on his debut there in the top 10. Great effort, but that is a top four. Stop the quali now. In fact, that's a hell of a top five.
You know, you've got the Super League champion dominated the Super League, and he's only in P5. He's a second off the pole time. Which
is Simo's pole time, who's been a regular midfielder this season. This is a bit upside down. I'm a bit in shock here at the moment.
He's not doing an act, is he?
Well, yeah. Yes. Simo, is this really you?
Credit to him if he has.
This is a.
Slim just dumps him on the pace today.
No, Slim's saying in chat before the race that the weight's off. He feels a bit more free now. He's won the championship and was hoping to go out in style. But yeah, you're right. Slim hasn't shown the pace that we've seen of him set in this last third of the season. He is third, but 2/10 off pole. Although Slim is a man who does usually pull a rabbit out the hat, isn't he?
You said the gloves are off. I thought we'd see him go even quicker. But
oh, Jacob!
Not yet. And I say that loosely.
Jacob is Jacob's car looks, as ever, slippery, mega on a straight line, but it looks like a horse to handle. And look at him drifting. Wow.
He threw that.
You are kidding me. Are you kidding me? A 34.1, and he was sideways coming out the last corner. However, like we keep saying all season, his qualifying pace is rapid, but penalties cost him, and he's done. And Yeah, penalties cost him, because that car is slippery, that car is tough to handle, which is why I think he picks up the penalties. But 34-1, I've got a feeling he has just broken Simo's dreams of pole position.
Yeah, still got to say top 2, Simo. He'd take that if you'd have said to him at the beginning.
Jacob's done that on 3, well, including the outlap, 4 lap on soft tyres. That is an incredible lap there by Jacob, by no doubt of the imagination. That is an incredible lap. He's on the top level. Of course, Jacob is usually in the top 10 around the world in most TT times. It's not much of a surprise. Here comes T Sammy, both racing points going for their final qualifying runs of the season. This is it right now. The final runs of qualifying. T Sammy will be the first man to set his time. I imagine he's got fuel on. As even the guys in chat, I'm reading the chat, the drivers chat, and even they can't believe that Jacob's just done that.
Well, he's just done, yeah. So the penultimate corner, he was nearly sideways, and the last corner he was.
Joshua Stevenson says, "Come on, Jacob, big lap. Let's hold on the penalties today." That's what's going to deny him. As a T Sammy starts his flying lap now. Sorry, just a bit distracted there. So we've got T Sammy out there, we've got F1 Farf out there, and I think we're going to get a flurry of cars heading out. Slimbo back out there as well. Can Slim get anywhere near Jacob's monster lap? Will Simo go out again?
He's gone early as I was Slim.
For him, he has, yeah. Also, as a Williams, there's Blaz back out there. Blaz top 5, I tell you what. Hasn't qualified in the top 5 all season. Great effort from the Slovenian driver. T Sammy, the first man to set flying lap. Jacob, will Jacob go back out again? Does he need to? Dan Murphy out there as well, and his one and only run. And of course, Lucas and Jamie will be starting at the back of the top 10, whatever happens. T Sammy rounding on the back straight now, down to the big braking point. Wide entry. Let's go on board with T Sammy. Takes his trick. It's so easy to invalidate, as we saw Fissy do in Q2, and that curb as well can really throw you off. T Sammy's car looks beautifully balanced, mind you. He may be sacrificing.
Yeah, he's looked that way all year, mate, to be fair to him.
T Sammy sacrifices the straight line speed, but however it pays him dividends in the corners like this. He's absolutely mighty. Round the final 2 turns now, not a lot left to do. Enter sector 3. One left-hander, right-hander. There's the second right-hander.
Look at the difference in that at the end of that lap to the end of Jacob's lap. Tell you what, he's gone P5 on a 34.8. Slim is invalidated according to the timing charts.
And this is why it's wise to do 2 runs, isn't it? This is why you need to do 2 runs, because Slim has invalidated and he has got time to go again. He'll be saving his airs and fuel.
Last corner now, sitting a time.
Here we go.
Put him P7.
6-1. Although he may go again as well. I've got a feeling the guys who've gone early have got 2 laps of fuel on board, just in case they made an error. Who is next in line? Slim's invalidated. He's right in front of one of the Mercedes. Jacob is back out there. Can Jacob get...
definitely going again, because he's got his ERS turned up now. He's still got 80% ERS in.
Jacob, can Jacob get into the 133s, which would just be the pace of the top esport guys, for goodness sake. Jacob is absolutely on it. It's just a shame we haven't seen this from him all season.
Oh, Simo's done. He's
No.
invalidated. I don't think he'll get back out. He has.
Oh,
In
no.
fact, Simo's left for session. If someone can give Simo an invite, whoever's in, I think I sent him a backup. I just thought Simo was glitching out. I tell you what, I haven't seen Simo glitch all season. He's had no problem with glitching. That would be a disaster. I'll try and send a message out into chat, but oh my god, I hope he can rejoin. I cannot believe that. Jonathan Cox
Probably
says...
gets him before the race, yeah.
I would... I'm heartbroken. Needs an invite. I hope he can. T Sammy is done. F1 Farf then is invalidated.
Purple first sector.
Let's go on board with the Mercedes. Can he knock his teammate off pole position? We've been waiting for this all season, for goodness sake. These 2 rapidly fast guys on 1 lap, finally going wheel to wheel, head to head for pole position. F1 Farf's invalidated. He's done, so he will be at least 7th place. Dan Murphy, sorry, is on a lap. Let's pick him up. Of course, he is just ahead of Lucas, who are both battling for 4th in the championship and they are beautifully, at the moment as it stands, next to each other on the grid. I'm hoping Simo can get back in. Here comes Dan Murphy. Down the last corner he comes.
Can we?
No, we can't invite him. I'm hoping someone can. Blaz maybe. Dan Murphy, of course, is a line into 4th place. A brilliant lap. Brilliant lap from Dan Murphy. 1 pole position to his name, of course, in Bahrain.
Tell you what, Jonathan Cox is on it. He's 3/10 off.
Could
in the
this
second sector.
be the lap of his life from Jonathan Cox? He hasn't got a pole position yet in IRC Elite League. Can he get into the 33s as well, or a low 34? Can he knock Jacob off the top? This could be an incredible lap from Jonathan Cox. Round the last corner, down the start finish straight. What's it going to be? Oh my word!
Get in there.
Can Jacob beat it? Can Jacob beat it? Has Jonathan Cox got pole? Oh, he has with a 30. Pardon?
Well, forget it. Forget that. Was that 33.6?
33.6.
And Slim goes second.
Ah, and Slim jumps a second. What?
Now we're going to get it.
And Slimmer did a 33.9. I tell you what, Slim pulls rabbit out the hat. He's done it again. Jacob Bradbury is pole position by 0.3 of a second with a 33.6. That is astonishing. Well done, Slim. Got pull rabbit out of the hat. Jonathan Cox, brilliant effort. That track ramped up at the end, didn't it? 3rd place. Simo 4th. Please rejoin. Dan Murphy in 5th. Great effort for him. Blaz as well. One of his best qualifying of the season. T. Sammy, F1 Farf, Lucas, and Jamie 1. Round out the top 10. I'm hoping Simo can get back in. I can't believe it. Simo's done the lap of his life. He hasn't shown any lag all season. And he's out. No, this is not happening.
Can he get back in? Can he get back in?
Oh no, my face is, my head's in my hands. Oh no, he's not in. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Simo's out.
Can't he get back in?
No, he's not on the list. I can't believe it. Oh. Oh, I can't believe it. Unfortunately, it's happened right at the end of Q3 as well, so there's only limited drivers left. Navy wouldn't be able to do it.
We did have this in Super last week, though. Somebody popped up at the top. It was Grant. He won it last week. He wasn't on the list, but he did get back. He did get on the list.
Oh, I am gutted. Oh man, I am gutted. Oh, there's a big space. Oh, hang on, Simo's name is still there.
If he can get invited, mate, he can get back in.
Can I invite him? No. Ah. Sorry guys, let me just quickly message in chat. I want to try and get Simo back. So there's a space for him.
Yeah, I'll just go down through the towns, and we've got Jacob on. Can't get him up now. The towns up now. Where you go?
Oh, I'm trying to get someone to get Simo back in. Oh man, I'm gutted. Let's go through the grid. Jacob on pole, of course, with that stunning lap. Medium tyres front. I tell you what, Matt, front 3 medium tyres. The guys behind on softs down to 8th, and then mediums. Steve's gone for softs. Sprint's gone mediums.
Simo, he was the first soft runner.
Yeah, I know. Of course, they won't be by their phones. They won't be on chat because they're all, of course, on their formation. It's happened at the worst possible time for Simo. One driver on hards, and that's Fissy. And I tell you what, that's not a bad shout at all. Andy on softs, Roscoe on softs, Dat Roland on softs. Hopefully he's now switched to controller. Yor and Navy at the back, and hopefully yours lap 1 lag, as we call it, won't affect anyone. 28 laps of the final ever IRC Elite race. What do we get? Simo's joined.
Get in.
I'm praying. But his car's in the pits.
His car's in the pits.
Oh, don't do this. Please. Oh, I'm gutted. That's a crap way to end the season, that. Jacob leads them round for the final time.
His lap deserves him to be in this.
Oh, I'm God, I'm so annoyed. I could.
Does he know how to take control of his car?
That doesn't look like it. Jacob leaves him down. The final ever IRC Elite race is about to start now. Jacob on pole with Slim and Jonathan Cox. That is a fantastic front of the grid, by the way. Dan Murphy fighting for 4th place in the championship. Watch out for the battle for 2nd. Yaw needs to beat Jamie 1. Dan needs to beat Lucas for 4th. And the almighty tussle for 7th between Jacob is one of the drivers involved in that as well. For the final time, guys.
The top two, then.
Let's go out with a competitive bang.
Bang.
The lights go on for the final time. 5 laps. 5 lights. Happy Dhabi. And it's go. It's a good start by Jonathan Cox. Jonathan Cox fighting for the lead down to turn 1. Can he lead?
He can.
He can, but Jacob will have the inside, but he's off. And I'll tell you what, he's done it. Jonathan Cox, what a start. Have they all got through? I think they have. I'll tell you what, Matt, looks very neat and tidy. But Jonathan Cox from 3rd.
Yeah, Simo's got. He's not in it.
Jacobs, followed by Slim, Dan Murphy. Blaz is still 5th. T Sammy, F1 Farf and Jamie. What are the Alphas getting involved there? Look at Steve.
Tell you what, Dave, TTG Navy up to 6 places.
What a start.
4 corners.
What a start. Then Sprint, Fisico, Roscoe and Yaw. There's a bit of front wing at the hairpin, but take this. F1 Farf up to 5th place. What a start. And look at this, Steve and Lucas.
Places.
My word, Steve's trying to fight around the outside, inside of Lucas. Now yellow flags are out. Someone's gone off in the background. Oh, it's Sprint. No damage though. He can resume. Roscoe and Fissy there, just keeping their noses clean. Yours got through as well. I don't think they want to fight. Oh my God, it's all going on here as we've got Jamie 1 fighting with Andy. Steve into 10th place ahead of Lucas. Great fighting here, but let's go at the front and take a moment for this man here. Jonathan Cox is leading for the first time ever in IRC Elite. And
promises for a long time, hasn't he?
This is fantastic. What a start. He was absolute demon as T Sammy passes Blaz. The Super League champions on the move. And the 2 Williams are lying astern. Blaz is very much a team player. He may let Jamie go, but T Sammy, the reigning Super League champion, is 3 places off the Elite League champion. As of course, Jonathan Cox has a 1.4 second lead at the front. Oh, evaporates to half a second as J1 does indeed get past Blaz. I think Blaz has let him go there, but Andy trying to follow through as well as Roscoe pits. Sprint moves up a position. Andy trying to get through. Yours up to 14th, he's at 3. Roland as well, 13th for keeping on the Hungarian driver down there on his debut as Andy ran the outside. Has done it. What a move by Andy. What a move by Andy around the outside of Blaz at chicane. That's incredible. And now Steve trying to get through on Blaz. Unfortunately, Blaz is falling like a stone.
Tell you what, I know we've got Dan Murphy on the soft tyres, but he's keeping the front runners, so they will obviously pit early and get the fresher rubber.
Steve on the inside. You've got You're trying to pass Roland. Steve's done it on Blaz as well. Oh, and oh! Lucas went too deep and has got front wing damage, and so's Navy. And Roland and Yours off the road as well. Front wing damage. Lucas went flying into the back of Blaz. He's got damage, and I think Navy's picked up damage somewhere as well. Just trying to get a shot of Navy, so Blaz holds on.
What's happened to Roscoe?
Yeah, Navy has damage. Yeah, he picked for a new front wing, I believe. I'm going to look at the tyres shortly, but back on board with the race leader, Jonathan Cox. Let's go to the tyres. And Dan Murphy trying to make the softs work on Slim. 2 seconds ahead of F1 Farf, who's just holding off his teammate. Well, I tell you what, both these Mercedes are fighting for the first wins. Jacob hasn't won a race this season. He would love to win a race this season. Fastest lap in fact for Jacob, and Jonathan Cox would love his first IRC Elite win. However, they're both capable of picking up penalties. We've got a great move. Dan Murphy has never won a race in IRC Elite. And I'll tell you what, he's in the mix on those soft tyres. F1 Farf just ahead of T Sammy, just ahead of Jamie 1. Jamie 1's making a move as well up the field on his medium tyres as Sprint has passed Fissy.
Fizzy, you're having a battle.
Long way to go.
Roscoe's time just looks, I think it's 2 minutes 17.
He did pit. I don't think he's here. Matt, I don't think he's here. He didn't take part in Q2, and I wonder if Roscoe may not be in the race. Roland trying to pass Lucas. Hungarian driver, sorry, on his debut, as Navy also trying to pass Blaz. Let's go to Blaz and Navy first. Blaz down the outside with front wing damage. That DRS is mighty round here, and Navy's got the move done. Yours got past Roland. Can he also get past his Greek counterpart?
Boys are having a battle. Jacob Bradbury's got past Jonathan Cox.
Oh, he has. Look, yes, a DRS, and it's got Jonathan Cox has got back through. The DRS has got him back through. Fantastic battle. Jorn, Roland and Lucas are going at it. And Farf and T. Sammy are fighting as well. Farf on his debut. T. Sammy's return. They've got a massive line of cars. And JB. Andy. Steve's in there again. I tell you what. Watch out for Steve in the Super League next season. Blaz down to 11th. Real shame for Blaz. Cracking. Farf seems to be... Oh, someone's off.
Williams.
It's Jamie. Jamie rejoins just in front of Steve. Can Steve take advantage? Navy's catching him despite the front wing damage as well. We're at the front, half a second. Well, I'll tell you what, 1.5 seconds between the front four. Let's have a look at, because they'll be in the DRS zone soon. Down the hill they come. Jonathan Cox leads them for the 4th time round. Jacob a little bit mistake on the wide. That could be a warning for him as well. Dan Murphy's softs may start dropping off soon. However, he's got a nice cushion to the other soft runners. Ignore that blue flag, and Roland picks up the first penalty of the race. 3 seconds. He's on softs as well. Is Jacob getting so close to the back of his Mercedes teammate? He'll have DRS, so will Slim, so will Dan Murphy, but a bit of a gap between Slim and Jacob. So will Jacob have a go? And the huge train of the soft runner cars behind as well. But here comes Jacob. Jonathan Cox going to the middle. Jacob takes the lead. However, Jonathan Cox may well have the DRS this time by. Dan couldn't get Slim. Yes, he'll have DRS now. Can Jonathan Cox fight back down the inside? He's got DRS wide open. Jacob not really defending it. Jonathan Cox down the inside. Jonathan Cox retakes the lead. So close to contact. Oh my word! So close.
Give him a little look tap then. No damage at all.
Oh, and Jacob makes a mistake, Matt. Jacob makes a mistake, and now he's in the clutch of the Slim. And Jamie won. Oh, there's been a crash. T. Sammy's made a massive mistake. He's lost 2 places to... in fact, he's now lost 3 places. Can Steve through on the Super League champion. But Jamie won up to 6th place. Andy up to 7th. T. Sammy, I wonder if his soft tyres are just starting to drop away. T. Sammy will be enjoying this. Navy right behind as well. And your...
The soft tyres might be dropping off, but Dan Murphy's staying with Slim.
He certainly is. Been a valiant effort there from Dan Murphy. He's only just 2 seconds off the lead. That is it. Look at the battle behind. F1 Farf has pretty much the rest as T. Sammy pits after 3 laps. He had no damage. In fact, Farf's got damage. I wonder if the 2 racing points have come together. F1 Farf has front wing damage. This is going to heavily cost him now. I tell you what, T. Sammy will definitely be 2-stopping. Haas will not go to the end. Jamie won round the outside.
Will definitely not go to the end now, no.
Jamie won round the outside. F1 Farf hasn't got an answer with his front wing damage. Jamie wants through. Can Andy follow through round the outside? Farf is falling down now. Did Jamie pick up DRS as well? Will Farf have the DRS? As Jacob again, here we go. Passes. I tell you what, Dan Murphy trying to get past him, but oh, Jacob running very deep. That will give Jonathan Cox the advantage. Look at the acceleration. Oh my God, they need touch again.
No contact, boys, please.
Yeah, that will be a disaster if it ended in tears. Slim hasn't got DRS and Dan Murphy. So Jacob, Jonathan Cox takes the lead. This could go on all race long, you know. Oh, Jacob penalty. Oh my God, look at this. We're 4 abreast. We're 4 abreast. Jamie leads it. Farf gets the position. Steve's up to 7th. Andy drops down to 8th. Navy and yours. What a come through the field yours having. My word, Lucas has dropped off this pack with his front wing damage, but the front wing damage is not affecting Navy. Jamie now released from F1 Farf, who is struggling with his damage. Oh, Andy, 5-second penalty. Where did they do that? He's tucked up behind the rear wing of Steve at the moment. Steve having an absolutely fantastic race. Jamie now released. Slim is not keeping up with the Mercedes at the moment.
Penalty that for Coates left the session.
And I wonder if Andy's... Oh, Jacob's left the session. Oh no, don't be Troubles. Let's hope this is not Troubles. You're in the pits. Undercut is going to be huge around here. Fresh tyres is going to be huge.
That's helped Jonathan Cox pull right away that.
What a shame.
Jacob can't get back in.
Can Jacob get back in? Oh, Andy has rejoined. Hopefully Jacob can as well. Oh, Simo. I just read Simo's message.
Slim and
Well,
behind.
it really is. His car should ghost. Slim still taking it a bit cautious. Jacob has rejoined. Good. Good. However, Jonathan Cox has a 2-second lead. Hopefully Jacob won't rejoin as Dan Murphy's right alongside.
I hope not.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh my god, free impressed again. Navy in the 6th place. Far fighting Steve. Wheel to wheel.
Off the track again.
Steve's off the track. Trying to water move. Water by Steve. They're still side by side. Fast got back through. He's got some straight line speed there. As Dan Murphy has got Jacob. So Jacob will just be getting his car now. Dan Murphy in 3rd place. That will be a really fitting end. In fact, this result right here will be a fitting end. Maybe swap Jacob with Slim. And that would be a fitting end. But don't write out Navy. He's got some rapid pace. And Jamie's catching as well.
What's Slim done to you?
No, he's champion. He's done what he needs to do.
Yeah.
I would love to see this result now. Swap Jacob with Slim would be an absolute fantastic result. Maybe Dan Murphy 2nd, then Jacob. Well, I don't know. As Steve picks up a penalty, this fight has been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it? Between well, Navy's released. He's gone. So Steve will try and pass a wounded Racing Point. And watch out for your and T. Sammy.
Dan Murphy's tyres are just dropping off now, I think. He's dropped right back from the...
Oh, Matt, I'll tell you what, Matt, sorry to interrupt. I said you can't overtake at turn 1. Steve has just pulled an absolute master overtake on F1 Farf. And Andy may now follow suit. What a move there by Steve. A beautiful helicopter shot it was as well. Blaz in 10th. Still in the points. Yep, that will do. We'll take that. Lucas and Roland having a fantastic battle. I'll tell you what, the soft tyres are not... And Sprint's there. Sprint involved as well.
Must have damage left end plate, I think.
Yeah, he has. He had for a few laps, but let's have one pull to Roland, who's right behind the back of Lucas. This is for 11th place. Come on, and Sprint is involved in this, and they're only a second off Blaz. Where's Roland? Oh, come on, these shots are rubbish. That's all we want. There's Blaz, there's Lucas, there's Roland, and Steve has been repassed by F1 Farf. F1 Farf has got some real straight line speed, and they're side by side again with Andy keeping a watching brief behind, and Farf has got back through. Lap 7 of 28. 1.4 between Jonathan Cox and Slim. Jonathan Cox has to avoid the penalties. Jacob right behind the back of Dan Murphy. Navy's only... as Steve again down the inside there, having an absolute fantastic battle again. Oh, where are they? As they disappear into the picture, Murphy pits. Watch this undercut. Steve's got back through a Navy. When will the soft drivers pit? Will anyone follow Dan Murphy in the pits? They don't. Yours picked up a penalty.
Dan Murphy's tyres.
What? I wonder if he's looking at an undercut on the front, guys.
He's got mediums.
He's two stopping.
So fast.
Now, if traffic's going to play a part in this, he cannot get held up in traffic. For a two-stop to work, you need, as T. Sammy does a fast lap of the race, he needs a clear run.
He's going to come out behind.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it. Just in front of T. Sammy. Oh, no, he's not. There's Sprint. He's out in front of T. Sammy. He's in that massive battle. Oh, and his heart will sink.
I think he had to get out in front of T. Sammy.
Blaz is pitted as well and putting on soft tyres, so he's going soft, hard. He had to jump. He'll get DRS, so let's see what he can do. However, Lucas, Roland, Sprint are involved in an absolute fantastic battle. In fact, Sprint lining up a move here. The softs are dropping off because the medium tyre runners are starting to make their moves. Here goes Sprint down the inside. Super League versus Elite League. Sprint. Oh, they're pretty even. Good racing. Oh,
that's worked for Dan Murphy. He's going to get them both.
Yeah, Dan Murphy's going to get them both. That's worked beautifully. That was, I think Roland got on the curb and just had no traction. Sorry, Sprint got on the curb and had no traction. Dan Murphy has got them both.
That's worked beautifully for Dan Murphy.
Or has he? Roland's still fighting it back. Oh, no, he doesn't. He doesn't need this. In fact, Roland's got out the way. I think Roland's just got out the way. Roland is not getting involved in that one. And Murphy is through. I tell you what, Dan's heart would have been in his mouth again, wouldn't it? If he wants to make this work. And it could work. Jacob right behind the back. Oh, he had side by side. Steve and Farf again. They'll be loving this. Farf is doing a valiant effort with damage, I'll tell you that. And Andy...
Jonathan Cox slowly pulling that.
Oh no! Steve's off! He's in the wall! I don't think he realised Andy was there. Virtual safety car. Wow, that helps out Lucas. Lucas gets a free stop. Will any of the boys down here decide to pit in? Roland goes on. So what happened... There were three abreast. I don't think Steve realised Andy was on the inside. What a shame. I think, from what I could see from that, was a bit of a racing incident. And Ronan's unfortunately left the session. So
Can I just use this virtual safety car time, Dave, just to wish you good luck for the future, mate. And cracking commentary as always. Good luck, mate.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Steve.
buddy.
Thank you, Steve, very much. All the best to you, buddy.
No
Thank you
worries.
very much.
No worries. And cheers, Matt, for doing a great job as well.
No worries, mate.
Alright. I'll catch you guys later. Keep up the good job.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. All the best, buddy.
Alright. Same to you, mate. Turn out.
Lovely
Ta-da
stuff there.
now.
Steve Penny from the Super League. Thank you, Steve. Dan Murphy has got his clear track he wanted, and the virtual safety car would have helped him out as well. Sprints in a massive battle with T Sammy, 2 Super League drivers, and you're in the mix as well. And T Sammy gets through on the outside on the Freshette tyres and Sprint. The Sprint pit on lap 1.
He did. He must have done.
You're trying to get through now as well. Now the leader's pit. And Jacob won't be able to because he won't want to queue, so Jacob now leads and Jonathan Cox.
And Slim.
I don't want to go on Jonathan. Oh, mediums for Jonathan. This is interesting.
Mediums for Jonathan
Interesting.
Cox.
What's Slim doing? Softs. Oh my word. Oh, medium on the graphic. Softs on my
Soft and
picture.
mediums
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
mediums. Yeah, that was my graphic. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, mediums don't go to CM, will they? They're going to have to stop again, aren't they?
Yeah, 'cause
So
stand on the
they're two
mediums.
stopping. Oh, and Andy and Farfar side by side now. And look, cars coming out the pits. This could get messy. Andy's got through. We've got Slim coming out right in behind them both. That's worked horribly for Slim.
Where's Farf gone? He took
Slim's
Slim.
off.
He took into Slim.
I don't think Farf realised Slim was bolting out
No,
the pits
he
on it.
lost it on the left curb there and went into Slim. It wasn't malicious or anything like that. It was just an accident, an incident.
And that would have been Slim's heart in his mouth. However, it relieves Jonathan Cox. We've got a 2-stop race here, Matt. This is rare for esports or in any 50% race. Dan Murphy's got Farf. Dan Murphy, by the way, is just 2
Say
points.
we've got a 2-stop rate. I wonder if Jacob's going to stretch it out and go on the hards, knowing that the two behind him, who was battling, we were going to have to stop again.
Well, 3, because there was, of course, Dan Murphy, and Slim and Jonathan Cox.
Be interesting to see what Jacob does this lap. If he pits or
Dan
carries
Murphy.
on. If he carries on, to me, that means he's going to the hards at the end.
Let's have a look at Jonathan Cox. Didn't quite work for Dan Murphy. The undercut didn't quite work. He had that traffic. Jonathan Cox is pitting.
Jacob,
Sorry, I've done that all
you
season.
don't know your drivers, Dave.
I've done that all season. Jacob is pitting. It looks like Navy's going to be coming as well. The Red Bull crew heads out. Jamie Wan may lead this race and does. Oh, blast penalty. Penalties are a few and far between. We're delighted to say. Jamie Wan leads. That's quite fitting. Just a shame it's no championship this time yet again. It's got away. Jacob cut the pit. Jonathan Cox has already passed him. Could this be a Jonathan Cox win? This would be incredible. Look at the undercut, Matt. Look how powerful that was. And in fact, Jacob's behind Dan Murphy.
Dan Murphy.
Well, that extra lap has cost him huge. And I'll tell you what, Dan Murphy in a fantastic battle with Andy here. And Dan Murphy and Andy are teammates next season as Fissy's now jumping up the places. Fissy could be one-stopping. Keep an eye on Fissy later on in the race.
Yeah, Fizzy will one-stop. If he's starting on the hards, I think it's an
He's
automatic
had a lonely race. He's going to have company soon because Lucas, Roscoe, Steve, Blaz, and that big battle there are all catching him. F1 Farfers give it the go as we're going 3 abreast here. Oh my word! Andy gets one out the way, but Dan Murphy and Jacob are still there. Well, I tell you what, Andy fought better on that. Andy loves stretching those tyres. 10 laps on the softs. He could one-stop. Go to soft hards.
Pay dividends. He's just come up to cars that are only having to stop one more time.
And Jacob's got Matt. Jacob's got Dan. Jonathan Cox penalty. Oh, and Slim hasn't got one yet. I hope that hasn't cost him. Jonathan Cox catching up to the back of Navy, who still hasn't stopped because they were outside the top 10, so their mediums will be slightly fresher. And I hope
Slim's catching Jonathan Cox as well, which
2 seconds. Oh no! And he's getting held up. You can't overtake round here. Well, I tell you what. Oh, Navy's pitting. And I think Jonathan Cox is going to have a go either way as Lucas has got past Fissy. Navy pits, Farf penalty. Slim up into third. Cox has got the clear track, but 1.6 the gap. Slim just needs to stay penalty free and he will win the race. Jonathan Cox. Oh man, two podiums this season. Yet to win an IRC Elite League race. I would love to see him win. What a fitting end. Let's see if Slim picks a penalty. Let's have a look. I wonder how many more.
The penalties out on the new game because they're not cutting the corners massively. You know, they're not jumping chicken canes. They're literally brushing 2 tyres off the left-hand side of the track and it's giving them a 3-second penalty.
It's about to get feisty between Yor and Andy. Yor getting on the inside. Andy's tyres must be screaming. Yor gets through. Up into 6th place. You're doing a great race, by the way. It started dead last. Up into 6th. Has stopped. T. Sammy doing a great job. Sprint doing a good job there in 9th place. He's going to have Lucas on his back soon. Fissy there in 12th.
Sprint hasn't stopped.
So he's on 11 lap tyres, but he's on 12. Oh, okay, yeah, I see the graphic. Dan Murphy is a rare penalty for Dan Murphy. Matt, can you see how many warnings Slim has had?
I can have a look for you, mate.
Let's see.
This is where I leave the chat and everything. Race direct.
Let's see the comments on YouTube. Who's checking in as we've got a fantastic final race here of the IRC Elite, and it's still wide open. This is it, boys. Good luck. Also, Joshua Henry Wall saying Jacob. Well, I don't know. Jonathan Cox is on 6 seconds currently. Apparently, Jonathan Cox is on 6 seconds. Have I missed a penalty?
No, he's on 6, mate. He's on 6.
Oh no! I don't think Slim's got any. So it's. I've missed a penalty. So much going on. I've missed a penalty. Sprint
Slim
pits.
is only on 1 warning as well.
And this has been a signature from Slim. Blaz picks up another penalty. Doesn't pick up the penalty as much as Jamie won. A defunct race leader has been caught by the net race leaders. Jacob is catching back up to the back of Slim as well, and Dan Murphy is still there. There he is, and Yor's playing himself into contention. If they've all got to stop again, Yor's legit.
Tell you what, not one retiree yet.
No, unfortunately Roland and Simo are disconnected, but no, not one retirement as Steers past Fisico for 11th place, and we're about to see a change for lead.
Yor makes a move on to Coandy.
Yours already had. That's Jonathan Cox and Jamie. T. Sammy. It's T. Sammy on Coandy.
Coandy spun it.
Oh, where's he gone?
Must be dead.
Yeah, those tyres must be. I was going to say if T. Sammy pits now, so if Andy Pitts now puts on mediums, he may be in a chance towards the end of the race to challenging for a podium, but they must be.
Mediums get to the end though. We're not even halfway through yet. We see medium runners pit.
By the way, Navy's gone to softs. And they won't get to the end, so I think most drivers, as commentator curse, Blaz passes Roscoe. That's for 13th, and Slim has got also Jamie Wan. Well, Jamie Wan's pitting in, so if he goes to hards, it'll be a one-stop. Jacob fastest lap of the race, and Jacob's right behind Slim, Matt.
This is what we want.
Is he going to try and help his teammate out? Of course, he'll go for a win himself. What's Jamie going on? We're about to find out now. It's hard tyres. He's one stopping. Jamie's going to put himself in the mix. He won't have to stop again. These boys have, however. I expect it to be soft tyres for these boys when they do stop.
Yeah, they'll be lightning quick at the end. The last 6-7 laps will be lightning quick.
Yeah, we're gonna have a thrilling end. As Andy Pitts, he'd be delighted to get rid of those soft tyres. Everyone now knows they definitely can't do 13 laps. Fisico going about his business nicely, 11th place with Blaz right behind him. Jacob going for Slim, down the inside. Slim trying to defend it. Slim trying to get lead on the brakes, but Jacob's got the inside. He should have the move covered. Trying to cut off the undercut as well. Slim's got a better exit. This will help out Jonathan Cox. Slim will try and fight him back. Jacob defended the inside. He's off the road. Slim will have to go on the outside. Jonathan Cox towards the inside. However, Slim is going to be close. You can't go too wide through there. Good racing between them both. Great racing. That's so important in esports racing. Knowing when you're done. Knowing when the fight is over. Wait for the next corner. Blaz has got past Fissy. Fissy's on a one stop. He'll have softs at the end. Or certainly mediums at the end. Good battle here. Blaz 11th. Fissy, Ross, F15.
Yeah, we've got Jamie 1 mediums to hards. Fissy's gone, I think it's going the opposite way.
And by the way, look at this. We're free abreast again. Oh, and F1 Farf has just tapped the back of Fissy. Oh, and there's contact, unfortunately for Fissy. F1 Farf in his debut. barging his way through there. Roscoe's in the mix there in 12th place. Blaz, chance for points for Blaz. Lucas got himself
back in the car, is he, do you think?
I think Roscoe is. I think Roscoe is definitely there now. He's out of AI. Watch out for Jamie 1. T. Sammy, by the way, doing a great job. T. Sammy there in 6th place. Lucas Pitts. Oh, T. Sammy's off! On the marbles. Wow, what a save. But he had to back right off. He will lose a ton of time. Lucas Pitts. Blaz Pitts again. Blaz Pitts on 6-lap old softs.
Mediums for Lucas.
I wonder if Fissy may make his move soon for mediums. Jonathan Cox penalty. It's 9 seconds. Oh, and it's ebbing away. I wonder if Slim will know about these penalties, which is why he may not fight this too hard. Because Jacob, I think, has got a penalty as well. I need to keep a tally as we go of the penalties.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it, to be fair. I think you get caught up in the action and you miss one, and you end up giving the wrong results throughout the race. I think it's just time to. I just hope they can cut the penalties on the new game.
Navy passing Jamie on the inside. He's on soft tyres. Jamie hasn't got to stop again. Navy has. However, Navy came from the back as well. So Navy and Yor are doing a good job. Navy's had a good return. Good 2 races back. And of course, he'll be back next season as well. Jonathan Cox. Oh, no. Jonathan Cox is... Well, a podium's still on. He's got to keep his cool. He's just got to keep his cool. The win may have gone, but a podium would still be outstanding. And also, he's at the front. He knows he can now, especially going into a new season, he knows he can compete at the front. He's got the pace. We're about to see.
I just think for the likes of Jonathan Cox, we missed.
T. Sammy's dropped down 2 places, and Pitts. Lucas picks up a penalty. T. Sammy will be done. Steve will have to stop again as well. So what? F1 Farf. Lucas Roscoe definitely has. Sprint right behind his Super League counterpart as well. Andy right behind them. Roscoe does pit, but Andy may find a move here on Sprint. Fisico's still there. There is Fissy.
He's still trundling around in his on his hards.
Andy trying to get through on Sprint. Sprint defends well though. Andy can't do it there. Turn 1, such a hard place. Steve pulled off a brilliant move on F1 Farf at Turn 1 earlier on. Fissy up to 13th. I wonder if he'll try and stretch it as... sorry, I've missed the change for the leaders. Jacob in the... Jonathan Cox going side by side, and Jacob slotting in behind. Slim will keep it watching brief. Dan Murphy just slightly dropping back, as is Yor. Yor, as it stands, will not have second. Jamie will hold on to second. However, Dan will hold on to 4th place in the championship. Jacob will be claiming a top 7 as it stands. Navy would also take 8th.
Jamie won leading this race though before the end again.
Well,
it depends how much Jacob can stretch that lead.
No, I don't think we will. Oh, and Jacob nearly had that car drifting round. Jamie is 22 seconds off the leaders. Let's see if that comes down. Your picks. Will he go to soft?
Going up probably by about a 10th a lap.
But it may come to him as the mediums go off. It may come to Jamie, but he cannot afford to let it get too far behind. But don't forget, these guys will be rapid at the end. Jacob is hounding and hassling the back of his Mercedes teammate. Watch out for Yor at the end. Yor, with that pit stop, with the undercut, mediums to the end, may be in contention for a podium. Steve Pitts as well.
Penalties pop up for Jamie 1.
I haven't for Yor either. As the Jonathan Cox down the inside, and Jacob and through to take the lead. However, Jacob's got penalty as well. Slim hasn't got any. Where will Steve re-emerge? Looks like just ahead of Fissy. Nope, he's falling down behind T. Sammy, in fact. 2 Mercedes going side by side again. Jonathan Cox is not letting this go. I wish they didn't both begin with J. This is the closest we've seen. We've waited for this map all season. We have waited for these 2 Mercedes to be at the front, and they've left it till the last minute. With Marshall's looking at the ball.
And to battle with Slim, like I said.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Slim, Jacob, Jonathan Cox.
This is what at the start of the season. This is what we were promised. Oh, Andy getting past F1 Farf on the fresher medium tyres. He may not have to. He may not have to stop again. T. Sammy passes Fissy. Fissy said he'd be happy not to lap more than once. Well, he's definitely on for that. Doing a good job. Jamie 1 still 22. Yeah, you're right. Jamie 1's losing about a 10th a lap to the fighting leaders.
That's Dan Murphy pits. Is he going to go on to the softs, do you think?
Now this is interesting. He may go mediums. He'll be replying to Yor, because him and Yor are in a very close battle, and I wonder if he'll put the mediums on and fight with Yor. It's going to be
mediums.
steep. It's funny, it is mediums, yeah. So he's replying, as you can see, Yor's made 2 stops. Lucas, T. Sammy are done, 2 stops. Steve, 2 stops. Blaz, Roscoe, all done as well. Just 2 cars not circulating due to, unfortunately, connection. Dan Murphy rejoins just behind Yor. That undercut is big, isn't it? Dan Murphy has lost a place. However, will Yor and Dan Murphy now make up time on the battling leaders? Where are they? Jacob there. There's Slim. Slim won't fight this too hard. He knows he's in the net first place as it stands. Well, I say that, and there he goes down the inside, the smallest gap. Slim, a little bit of contact. Jacob, Jonathan Cox is fighting it.
Jonathan, that's it.
Get his elbows out. He's entitled to do. That was all in the rules. Jamie Wan's right behind the back of Teaching David. Steve passes Fissy. Steve's on for some points. Sprint may not have to stop again. What tyres did Sprint... Oh, in fact, he's been passed by Lucas. Sprint... Will have to stop. He's definitely would. He's on soft. So Sprint...
He's only just put him on there, hasn't he?
They're 5 laps already. And who's that pitting? Is that Jonathan Cox pitting? It is. Jonathan Cox pits. This may be in response to Yor and Dan Murphy, I wonder. I wondered why Andy dropped so far back. I forgot he had that 5-second penalty.
Just see where he comes out in front in relation to Jamie Wan.
Softs. Soft for... It had to be. Of course, they started on medium tyres. He can't afford to be behind Jamie Wan. There comes Navy in the background now. I think he'll beat Navy out. Navy done stop for straight now. Jamie as well. Jamie hasn't got to stop again, but Jonathan Cox will have the far grippier and fresher soft tyres. And then he went into the pit wall on the exit. Your fastest lap. And he's behind Navy. Just ahead of Jamie is the sky turning ever darker. Beautiful dusk setting now in Abu Dhabi. The final 9 laps of the IRC Elite. Jonathan Cox should pick off Navy relatively easy. Navy having a really good race. Right behind, he'll have the DRS as well. So in fact, he may even gain time with this DRS. He hasn't been held up too much. Yor will be shortly right behind the back of Jamie Wan. And that is for a championship position. Navy fighting this hard.
Jonathan Cox goes past Navy.
Lovely move down the inside. Navy not fighting it too much. Knows where to pick his battle. Matt Slim's lost 3 seconds to Jacob. What's happened here?
I think that's just Jacob's pace, mate. Yesterday he caught the back of Jonathan Cox and Slim pretty easy.
Now Jacob's on... I think Jacob's on 6 seconds. I think he's on 6 seconds.
I think he's only on 3.
Well, he's only on 3. He's set to win this race.
I'll find out for you.
Jamie Wan penalty. They've been rare this season. Jamie Wan is another usual, clean, consistent racer. Jacob pits as Slim go on. Slim. I tell you what, that's could cost Slim massively. He's going on. Unless he's stretching those tyres out to the end, but will Jacob get ahead? For Jacob's sake, he needs to get ahead of Jonathan Cox. And I think he's done that. I think Jacob will be ahead of Jonathan Cox. Underneath the tunnel he goes, underneath turn 1. Where's Jonathan Cox going? Right above him. The Mercedes are switching as we speak. And where does Jonathan Cox come? He is ahead. Oh, wow. Nothing in it. Half a second in it.
Jacob only has 1 3-second penalty.
Wow, so this is it. So I wonder if Jonathan may let his teammate go. Because Jacob could win this race. Navy pits for softs again. He's in a good position, Navy, to pick up a good result round here. And he's come out in 7th place. Jacob now down the inside of his teammate. That's not the view you want. In fact, the move is done. I wonder if Jonathan Cox did let him go there. Jonathan Cox slots him, but he'll have a DRS as well. Oh, Jacob gets a scrappy exit. However, I don't think Jonathan Cox will push this too hard. He might play the team game here. In fact, he is. Yeah, he's not going to try that one. He's going to let Jacob go because Slim hasn't pitted. Jamie won 4th. A side-by-side with Yor. The 2 fighting for 2nd in the championship. A side-by-side. Yor around the outside. Jamie gets his elbows out. Where's Yor going to re-emerge? It's in front of Jamie. And I wonder if he has to let him back through. He cut it illegally. Dan Murphy now right involved as well. We've got 2nd, 3rd, 4th in the championship. Those to tail, Matt. 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
I was just looking where F1 Fast was. What tyres he was on.
Slim pits.
He's going to have to stop again.
I'm pretty sure Slim will drop back behind the two Mercedes. This is a great battle. Jamie's second in the championship. You're third. Dan Murphy fourth. All of them were championship contenders. And both Mercedes have passed Slim. Jacob needs 3 seconds. I tell you what.
By quite a margin as well.
And I'll tell you what. Jonathan Cox could be Jacob's rear gunner. In fact, here comes Slim. He's only just out ahead of this bunch. Wow, he will. Well,
he's lost 7 seconds on Jonathan Cox.
And a penalty! Oof. So.
For what?
It must have been cut in turn 3. Must have been cut in turn 3. So these boys haven't got to stop again. And with all Jonathan Cox's penalties, one of these boys could lock into a podium. And I've seen Jamie's name pop up, but I have seen Dan Murphy's. I've not seen yours. There's Slim in the foreground. There's Navy. You're going for the inside move. Should have it done and does make it stick. And I'll tell you what, you could be on for a podium from the back of the field. However, he won't have DRS, and Jamie 1 will, but he's got to fight with the fighting Toro Rosso with Dan Murphy round the outside. Dan Murphy tucks in behind Jamie, and you're just stretching his legs. Lucas and F1 Farf fighting for the final point.
Finally makes his pit stop.
And it's on to softs for Fissy. Well, he didn't get a fastest lap. So Fissy's made the one-stop work. I tell you what, a safety car will play into his hands right now, wouldn't it? 7 laps to go. It's from Jamie, from Dan Murphy. Jonathan Cox.
What safety car will play into yours hands? Because I've not seen his name pop up with a penalty.
No, I tell you what, I haven't. Jamie 1, everybody else has. Jamie 1 trying as Navy fastest lap. Navy has made up 2 seconds on this fight. His tyres will drop off towards the end, but can he get himself involved? I'm really, really impressed.
Fizzy goes off. Front wing damage.
As sprint pits. Yeah, we saw. I think Slim did that as well. That pit end exit is horrible, isn't it? It throws you straight out onto the marbles. Where is Fissy? There he is. That's unfortunate. Front wing damage for Fissy.
He's going to pit and hopefully don't get lapped. That's what he was hoping for.
We're 6 laps away from our 7th different winner this season. Jonathan Cox has the pace. Those penalties have denied him a win. I wonder if York can make time on Slim. As Dan Murphy now finally gets past on Jamie. Dan Murphy having a fantastic final race to lock 4th position up, and what has been an incredible season.
That though, Dave. I don't think for York to be on the podium he has to get past Slim. I think he's got to get within 9 seconds of Jonathan Cox. That's
what I mean, sorry. Yeah, as Roscoe picks up a penalty. Yeah, sorry, yeah, to stay with Jonathan Cox's pace.
10 seconds at the minute. And softs will drop off towards the end, more than the mediums.
Slimbo fastest lap. Slim is not giving up, although they're equal on penalties now. Him and Jacob equal on penalties. As it stands, Jacob will win, but he has his Mercedes teammate as the rear gunner. I tell you what, if next season continues like this with these 2 teammates, with Slim, with Dan Murphy, Jamie, of course Granty Boy as well, all at the front, Jamie, Navy of course.
I just hope for Jonathan Cox that he can keep this pace up for next season, because penalties away, he's 1.5 seconds off the lead after 23 laps.
Oh, we've got a yellow flag out on track and someone's gone way off. Is that Blaz? Blaz exploring new parts of Abu Dhabi. That was a long way off. Front wing damage, and he's missed the pits, and unfortunately that could be Blaz's any chance of points over in his season, maybe ending on a bit of a bad note. The Slovenian driver, 4th place in Australia. 3rd place in Australia. Podium in the first race of the season, but he's going to get passed by Sprint and probably Fissy as well. Did Fissy pick for a new front wing, or has he gone on? No, he didn't. He's going on.
On board with him as he passed the pit entry.
The sun has set in Abu Dhabi. The lights are on. The front 3, as ever, as you've seen in all the races this year, separated by very, very little. And it's Jacob on course for his first win of the season. Ahead of Jonathan Cox, ahead of Slim. However, Yor may pinch that podium spot from Jonathan Cox. And if Jamie keeps falling down the order, Yor could nick second place in the championship. Dan Murphy has to beat Lucas for fourth, and he is doing that quite comfortably. Lucas is, I'll tell you what, Matt, since Lucas's first win...
Lucas tonight, have
we haven't. It's a fantastic battle in 2 racing points. Let's go to that for the final point. Sammy could get on for a well-earned final point as yellow flags, and Blaz is out. I believe that's Blaz. I hope he hasn't retired on track. That is in the rules. He will carry penalty points. Blaz is out. I'm hoping that's not going to cause a safety car. So 2 racing points here. Sammy's going to be happy. If he can get a point, it'll be well earned. Sort of the elite guys have sort of found their way to the front, haven't they? Yor's come through, Navy's come through, Jamie's come through. However, Sammy's fighting F1 Faf, who's on far older medium tyres. This might be the move right here. The 2 racing points side by side. DRS open for Morales. And through he goes into 10th.
What does Yor need over Jamie wanted to keep second?
He needs quite a bit. Jamie needs to, as it stands, Jamie would need to be 10th for Yor to claim second.
I think Yor's going to get on the podium.
Slim is still catching Jonathan Cox. The front 3 pace is pretty even. I think Jonathan Cox can't play too much of a rear gunner because he needs to keep on it if he wants any chance of a podium, which, as it stands with 9 seconds of penalties, is not going to happen. He may salvage 4th. Dan Murphy's dropped off quite a bit actually from the back of Yor's pace since he's been back in the wheel has been fantastic. And if Yor didn't miss those 5 races off the wheel, me on the pad, because of the COVID situation, not being able to go home, my word, he could be pushing Slim all the way for the championship. Maybe next season. I tell you what, Navy's caught Jamie as well, and Navy hasn't got to stop again. Andy's quite a way behind too.
Them softs are going up because Yor's got the gap down to 6.6 seconds now.
Keep an eye on that gap, because as yellow flags, one of the racing points. Oh, it's F1 Fast dropped it down at turn 2. In fact, turn at 3. I don't like that reversing on track. He's got front wing damage, and that will spell a slid by 3-second penalty as Navy passes JB1, and that could bring, if Yor has no penalties, that could bring Yor within a slingshot. And I'll tell you what, now it's getting interesting between Yor and Jamie. If Yor's to finish second and Jamie would be 8th, and he's quite a way off. Well, this second in championship.
If Slim's got 6 seconds, nah, I think he's.
Has Yor definitely got a penalty? We've definitely not seen Yor's name pop up. That's the question right now. So it's just a bit spread out. Jonathan Cox staying within station. We'll be picking up a lovely DRS from Jacob, which will help his cause. Can Jonathan Cox get that podium? It was just a sequence of 4 laps where he picked up all those penalties in succession that has just unravelled Jonathan Cox slightly.
Oh dear, we're bigging him up, and guess what?
Yeah, I'll say no more. Check out the comments in just a second. Slim 1.3, Yor.
Yeah, Yor's got 3 seconds.
Yor has got 3 seconds. What? In fact, you're better off keeping that quiet, Matt. You've just killed any chance.
I've just killed the
You've really just killed any sort of anticlimax they had for the last 2 races as they're catching the back of Roland's Alpha. 1 retirement as Faf pits again. Fissy may pass Faf. Faf. Dry mouth. You're 6.6 behind the back of Jonathan Cox penalty. Ouch, that Fissico penalty. That could be Fissy's first penalty. I've not seen his name pop up too much.
It's a 5-second penalty. Was it spin in the pit lane, was it?
No, who was that? Fast? No, it was Fissy was a 3-seconder. I think fair play to the Super League guys. They've all obeyed to the none of them picked up speed in the pit penalties. Yor is rapidly catching the back of Slim. 6.3. If you can find 3 more seconds in a lap and a half.
Grant Smart says go on Slimbo.
Slimbo, well, McLaren have wrapped up the constructors, of course. Granty and Slim, what a team. Could be the team to beat next season. But it's the Mercs are ending on a high. Jacob is a lap and a bit away from his first win of the season, finally, for him. It's been a long time coming. But there are the front 3. Slim's got 6 seconds of penalties. Jacob just has to hold station. Slim's turned it on the last couple of laps.
Credits Jacob, he's leading the penalties for the front 3 this week.
Yeah, I tell you what a revelation.
That's moment of the season in itself.
Jacob has, I tell you what, there's your in the background. Jacob has the least amount of penalties. Yeah, we're saying that right. Jonathan Cox way overcooked it. Slim there as well. This will all help your out. Dan Murphy, Navy's catching Dan Murphy. TG Navy's having an absolute super race. And if I get the position changes up, you're at 13.
Murphy could jump Jonathan Cox. No, Dan Murphy's got penalties.
No, he's got penalties as well. Up 13, you're up 12 Navy. I tell you what, if gets a podium, it's a worthy driver of the day. He's done a fantastic job. Andy up 6 as well. Roscoe's up 3.
The podium's nailed on, mate, I think.
Fantastic fight here between Roscoe and Sprint, 2 Super League drivers for 12th place. Sprint on the softer rubber. In fact, Sprint may get this done. F1 Faf, another penalty for him. Fissy may jump far from penalties. Sprint getting closer, just can't quite. Roscoe's had a quiet race. Navy penalty, that's a real shame because Navy was playing himself to contention for a top 4. Grant Smart says, hello guys, thought I'd pop in and say go on Slimbo. You're more than welcome, mate. Anyone else saying out else? My phone's not loading up, about to die a battery. Sprint and Roscoe's about to finish his first IRC Elite League race. Steve's done a cracking job. See, Sammy's right behind Lucas. I'll tell you what, this is 2 best friends going at it here. Similar strategies. Slim's got Jonathan Cox. Last lap of the race, Slim's got Jonathan Cox. Oh no! Contact. Oh no! Contact! And did Jonathan Cox go too deep there?
I think he did, mate. I just got the end of it then.
But this could play into yours hands.
It could play into Dan Murphy's hands as well.
This has just got interesting. Last lap, Slim and Jonathan Cox have come together, and yours within 3.3. York could finish second. York could legitimately finish second place here, and possibly take second in the Drivers' Championship. Roscoe picks up a penalty. Jacob is running the final few corners now.
Oh.
Are they still going at it? They are, and yours getting closer. Yours nearly within 3 seconds. Did a Slim got damage, I wonder? Let's see as they cross the line. Jacob, finally, round 21. And Jacob has won a race. 7 different winners. Jacob wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But what about the podium places? It's going to be... does take second. What about Dan Murphy? Dan Murphy, can he... Yes, it's 4th for Dan Murphy. Jonathan Cox is 5th. And that will be that, because Navy is 6th. What about Jamie? Oh, it's 6th. And I think that 6th has just saved Jamie from finishing 3rd and will finish 2nd. Your driver of the day. Last to 2nd.
Without a doubt for that one.
Andy crosses the line. It's points for Andy. It'll be a full campaign for him next season. Oh, actually, hold that thought. A whopping 5-second penalty to Sammy and Lucas. Sammy, I think, has scored a point. The Super League champion 10th. Steve crosses the line 11th. Good race from Steve. Well done, Sprint as well. Well done to all the Super League drivers.
Yeah, shout out to everybody. That was a cracking race. I enjoyed that.
Roscoe's deciding to give the fans some donuts. Oh my god, how do you mess that up?
It's Ross, isn't it?
He may give everyone Faf a bit of a fright, but Roscoe is pleasing the fans. He's technically going to finish his first IRC Elite League race. Crosses the line with, and gets disqualified. Yeah, still finishes everyone Faf. What about Fissy? One stop, made the one stop work. That Roland, his Ghost has finished. Fissy crosses the line, and it is 15th place to finish The IRC...
And not lapped.
And not lapped, yeah, absolutely outstanding effort. And that is that. Hopefully Jacob will join us, as will Slim and Yor. I'd love to hear from Yor as well, I'll tell you that. What a cracking race, Matt, to finish it off. Drama till the very end, and Jacob finally wins the race.
It wasn't really good on that. So we've got a bit of a battle with the top 2 or 3. Two Mercedes going wheel to wheel, and
it's just a shame. It's just a shame that penalties are so soft.
Yeah,
but the thing is, you can't turn it down too much, because then it's the complete opposite. You can get away with absolute murder if you turn it down too much. There has to be an in between.
I just hope they've picked it up for the new one.
Henry Wall says, Jacob, fire. Joshua Stevens, Jacob, yes, Jacob's fans are out in force. Jonathan Cox has still got to be happy. He has raced at the front on legit pace and is showing that he can fight with the front runners.
Yeah, that's a story for tonight. Jonathan Cox.
Jonathan Cox, Yor, 17th to 2nd. Slim has joined us. Hopefully Yor can get in as well, and Jacob. I'm hoping they can join the stream. And Dan Murphy. Let's see Dan Murphy. Another top 4 for Dan Murphy. 4th in the championship. He's got to be happy. Jonathan Cox, those 15 seconds have denied him his first win in IRC. That first win is going to come next season with drives like that. No doubt about it. Jamie Warner, great effort from him as well. 10th to 6th. 2nd in the championship. That one penalty has done him a favour. Navy, good race for him. 18th to 7th. Drove really well as well. 9 seconds. Well, take those 9 seconds off and he could have been sniffing at the top 4.
Sprint, no penalties whatsoever.
Did Sprint pick up no penalties at all?
No more.
I missed that. That's an effort in itself. Let's try and get some of the...
good at that.
I'm going to try and give a call to Jacob to join the chat. And Yor. Slim, will come to you shortly, mate. And we've got to zip off. And Yor. Slim, for you, mate, were you being outright on pace? You just didn't seem to have the pace of the Mercedes today, did you?
No, I went the wrong way on the setup. It felt much better on the softs. Yeah, it felt much better on the softs until the final few laps where the tyres were just gone. But on the mediums, was really struggling. Just had heaps of understeer. It wasn't pleasant to drive. It was just trying to keep with them. But yeah, it was a pain in the arse.
Yeah, as a Fistico Jones as well. And by the way, I'm going to give Simo the driver quality of the day. I'm gutted he couldn't join the race, but that was special. Sim, champion, but judging by today's race, the way you were fighting with Jacob, Jonathan Cox, Yor was there at the end. Jamie, if he had got the strategy better, could have been there. It's going to be one hell of a tussle for next season. And Navy as well showed some good pace.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was just having fun out there today. Did a nice little dive on Andy, which I was just happy to put off. But yeah, it's going to be tough next season with everybody. It's going to be like a consistent fight for the lead. With about 5 drivers each race, is going to be insane.
Consistency is going to be the key word, Slim. Consistency.
All the fast, judging by this.
And you've finished every race, Slim. No DNS, so that's a brilliant achievement itself, and that is what effectively has guided you to your championship. I think Jacob's joined. Are you there, Jacob?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, Jacob, my man. Finally, finally. No,
didn't it?
No pit stop dramas this time, but you were made to work for it. But that must have been great fun, fighting with your teammate and Slim all the way at the end there.
Oh, it was great, yeah. I mean, I don't know what goes on with my starts, but I always seem to lose positions. But yeah, after that, John got in front and I thought Slim had gone down my inside, so I was like, where's Slim? And then he was behind me, so I was kind of just hoping that me and John could use each other's DRS to kind of pull away a bit, and we did. And then towards the end as well, when John started struggling on his tyres, I tried to help him out by just slowing down his Sector 1 to let him get the DRS. But unfortunately, I think on the last lap he got... Was it the last lap that he got overtaken?
Well, he had penalties, yeah. Slim and Jonathan Cox made a bit of contact on the last lap. But Jacob, let's just get this out there. Only 3 seconds of penalties, mate. What have you done? You've come back a different man.
Drank too much water. No, I drank a load of water today, and well, I have been over the last week or so, and it just seems to help my concentration. Like, I just seem to be hitting the apexes and stuff. And
there you go. There you go, guys. It's all in the water. He's from Derbyshire. It's Buxton. It must be the Buxton water, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's all in the Buxton water. Yeah. Going into next season, Jacob. Quickly, you've a full season. You've got to be confident of challenging for a title.
Yeah, well, hope we can have, like you said earlier, all 5 or 6 or maybe more drivers fighting for the title, and certainly race wins as well. Because when there's more people there, it's obviously more tense, and it's better for you guys to watch as well. But yeah, no, looking forward to it a lot.
Absolutely, Jacob. Congratulations, buddy, and quickly to your drive of the day, mate. What a drive! In your point of view, how was that for you? Yeah, that was key. I had my feelings inside when I saw it at the back. I thought, yours gonna either lag into everyone, it's gonna be a disaster, or he's gonna crash into people. Yes, you let everyone go. You came through the field brilliantly. Like you overtook so cleanly. It's a well-earned second place. You as well as half the field have got to be confident about next season and a possible championship run.
Stay on the wheel.
Yes, stay on the wheel. Yeah. Your driver of the day and one of the drivers of the season for Abu Dhabi as well to come through from the back to second place is an incredible result. So congratulations, buddy. Well done, mate. No worries. And I think we've got Fisico as well.
All right.
Fisico, you weren't lapped. You made the one-stop work. Got to be happy.
No,
I didn't.
No, I did make the one-stop work. Yeah, I only pitted once, but oh my god, them hard tyres are horrific around that circuit. I didn't get into the 130s until I put softs on.
Oh man.
And that was lap 20, but I was so determined to try and make it to see what happened. But yeah, it cost me at the end. I had a few incidents at the start. Ross took me out. I say took me out, there was a collision. He let me go again, and then No, there's no point. And then I misjudged my braking on my teammate's sprint, took him out, so then I had to slow down.
Yeah, I think we saw that, yeah.
Go. So yeah, I mean, the only positive is I know I can't be that bad tomorrow, and I know the hard tyres don't work.
There you go.
That's the only positive.
So does everybody know that?
Yeah. It was all data gathering.
There'll be some people that won't have watched the stream. The likes of Asdog, Double. They're not going to have watched the stream, so I know I'm not going to finish last.
And for those watching, he's lying hard brilliant.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Slim, Jonathan Cox says apologies. He let you back through on the last lap because he realised he ballsed up at the end there.
Yeah.
Guys, that's it.
That's it. Dusted.
IRC Elite is that was it, and what a great race to end on. It was clean, it was brilliant. That's exactly how we know the IRC Elite can be and should be, and hopefully continuing to Zenith. The end of season awards and the lineup is going to be shortly. I need to do a quick frantic bit of work, but Matt, hopefully you'll join us in the commentary box again next year for some races as well.
Without a doubt, mate. Without a shadow of a doubt. Like I said, I don't want it to be one of these, your league's better than mine, all this.
Never.
Leagues can work together. There's no reason why they can't. We all do the same. We all do it for the enjoyment. Clean racing. We all win.
Exactly.
So,
well
without
said.
a doubt, mate, we won't be strangers. I will be in most of the races in commentary box, without a doubt.
Well said, mate. Well said. I tell you what, mate, you've really improved in the commentary box as the season's gone on as well.
It's not natural, mate. I know it's natural to the likes of you, Fizzy. It's not for me. I just say what I see and I pick up the incidents, and that's really all I can do.
Well, you've definitely got better at it, mate. You've definitely covered me a lot of times this season on what's going on. I look forward to working with you next season, mate. Thank you to everyone that's been watching tonight throughout the 3 seasons. thank you so much. We're not going anywhere. We're just changing the name. So keep watching on Wednesday nights on the new channel ZF F1 Esports, and of course Super League tomorrow night. Judging by tonight, and the Super League drivers are all pretty close together. You're in for a cracker tomorrow as well. That's it, guys. End of an era. We ended on a bang. Simo was a star in qualifying. Jacob was a star of the pole, the race. Yor was fantastic as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you tomorrow for the Super League. That's it. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night, chaps. Good night.